name is Chelsea and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm going to show you my April book haul. So I have 15 books to show you guys this month. This is not including my book outlet book haul. I actually did a completely different video on that. I unboxed them and hauled them in the same video. I will leave a link to that down below in case you guys are interested in that one. This is everything else I bought this month, pretty much all from my Barnes & Noble bookstore. The first book I have is the only actual novel I have this month, and it is Circe by Madeline Miller. This one just came out on April 10th. And I am super excited for this one. Madeline Miller is the same author as Song of Achilles, which I absolutely loved when I read it, I believe in 2015. She is really good at taking Greek mythology and making it into a more contemporary type of story. And by contemporary, I mean the way that it is written, not necessarily the story. It's still all set in ancient Greece. This one here follows our main character of Circe. She is a character that most people know from the Odyssey, and so I was very excited to pick this up. I'm actually currently reading this one right now. I do believe I'm on page 227. I'm pretty sure I'm about 56% through it, according to Goodreads at least. And I'm liking it so far. I will definitely tell you guys more in my wrap-up for this month because I am planning on finishing it this month in April. This book is gorgeous. So we have a very pretty, it's almost like a bronzish color here for our face on the book. When we open up the dust jacket, there's nothing super special on the naked hardcover. However, when you get to these end papers, we have a gorgeous map, and I absolutely love this in here. And then when you go onto the back end papers, we don't have the map anymore, but we do have these ships. I think they did an amazing job making this book. The next book I bought this month was Moonstruck Volume 1, Magic to Brew. This is by Grace Ellis and Shay Beagle. This is a book that I did read this month, so I will give you guys more information in my wrap-up. However, I picked this up mostly just because it looked like a super cute art style, and the story seemed like a mix of contemporary romance and fantasy elements. The contemporary romance, for me at least, comes from the fact that most of the things that happen in this book could happen in real life. There's coffee shops, and they go on dates and that kind of thing. However, some of the characters are fantasy creatures. We have werewolves and centaurs and a girl that looks like Medusa with the snakes on her head. And so I thought this was a really cute book to pick up. Again, the art style, can we see this? The art style and the colors are what caught my eye at first, and I just had to pick it up. Now comes the point where I pretty much just bought manga this month. Out of the 15 books I bought 13 volumes of manga. For whatever reason, I just could not help myself, so let's jump right on into it. One of the manga I picked up this month was Wotakoi, Love is Hard for Otaku. This is by Fujita. This one just sounded super adorable to me. Apparently, both of our main characters in this are otaku. The girl, Narumi, does not want people to know that, but she does find it hard to get dates because she does not relate to some of the other guys that she might have wanted to go out with because they are not otaku like her. So her desk mate at work, who is also an otaku, decides, hey, what if we dated each other? And then it goes from there. I am super excited for this, just like I am pretty much all of my books. And I do believe the second volume will be coming out in the next month or so, and so I'm ready to pick this up. The next book I picked up was Princess Jellyfish Volume 7. This is by Akiko Higashimura. This is a series I have absolutely been loving. I originally started reading this online, where they would have somebody translate the Japanese into an English version. I do find these ones obviously more professionally done. There's not as many mistakes, but I loved it even way back when, before they started publishing these as books. This one here follows our main character of Tsukimi, who's sort of like a geeky girl, does not really get out very much. She is obsessed with jellyfish, hence Princess Jellyfish. but her biggest fear is fashionable women. She ends up going out one night, seeing Jellyfish in a pet store, and while she's there, she ends up meeting a fashionable woman who ends up being not exactly what she seems. I absolutely love this series, and so anytime that I see a new one in the store, I just have to pick it up. I am due for a reread soon, so I should be getting into these shortly. Next, I picked up Behind the Scenes Volume 5. This is by Bisco Hattori. That is the same author as the Ouran High School Host Club manga, and this I have been loving as well. This one here follows our main characters who are actually in college, and they end up in a club that is for like production art. So they help make art and scenery and sets for plays and video, like photographers and videographers from their college. This one here, I do believe I'm a little bit behind. I think I've read 1 through 3, and this one here is number 5. I do have number 4. I loved it when I started it, and so I just need to read the next 2. And then I picked up Demon Prince of Momochi House Volume 11. This is by Aya Shoto. This is another series that I have been reading and loving lately. This one here follows a girl named Himari. She's been left a house called the Momochi House. It is an estate where she ends up having to be like the caretaker between our world and the spirit world. Lots of shenanigans ensue, and so I'm very excited to pick up the next volume. And then I also picked up The 7 Princes of the Thousand-Year Labyrinth Volume 3 and Volume 4. This is by Atori Haruno. If you guys watched my book outlet haul, you will notice that I actually picked up Volume 1 in that book outlet haul because I had purchased Volume 2 in a different book outlet haul a few months ago. I started reading those books this month. Absolutely fell in love with them. I will get into more detail as to why in my wrap-up, but I could not wait any longer to pick up the next 2 in the series, which was Volume 3 and Volume 4. These are actually the last 2 in the series. There are only 4 books in this series, and so I just had to keep going with the story. I also picked up Horimiya Volume 10. This is by Hiro and Daisuke Hagiwara. This one here, I have been loving so much lately. I mean, most of these are going to be continuations in manga series that I have been reading. This one here follows 2 different main characters, Hori and Miyamura, how we got Horimiya. And they are characters that have different lives in school versus when they're at home, and they end up becoming friends because they sort of knew each other's secrets. I absolutely love this. This is a very, very cute high school sort of romance shoujo manga, and so I'm very excited for this next one. And then I also picked up Queen's Quality Volume 3. This is by Kyosuke Motomi. I originally read QQ Sweeper by this author, and this is the continuation series. QQ Sweeper only had 3 volumes in the manga, and so I was very sad when it was over. However, they did obviously do a sequel series. They do have the first 3 volumes out right now, and I do believe the 4th one will be coming out shortly. QQ Sweeper, because I have actually not picked up Queen's Quality yet, but QQ Sweeper does follow a girl in high school who ends up stumbling upon a classmate's secret wherein he and his family are sweepers. They have this door that can go into like almost the mindscape of people, and they help sweep out the negative energy. I really enjoyed QQ Sweeper, and so I'm very excited that I now have my hands on Volume 3 of this one. I do like to have multiple volumes of manga at a time to read, so I usually try to pick up between 3 to 4 of them before I continue with a series or even start it, so I'm very ready to read this one. And then I picked up the first volume of Kenka Bancho Otome Love's Battle Royale. This is by Chie Shimada. This is a brand new manga. I just saw it in the store. I was going back and forth on whether I wanted it, especially since I might not read this one until I pick up another one in the series. But this is one of those ones where a girl switches places with her twin brother, ends up going to a boys' school, and I just absolutely love that dynamic, especially like when I watched it in K-dramas. So I'm very interested to see what will happen with this one. And then I picked up Volume 1 as well as Volume 2 of A Terrified Teacher at Ghoul School. This is by Mai Tanaka. This is a new series that has come out. The second one, I believe, was just released either at the end of March or beginning of April. And apparently, this is about a teacher who is afraid of paranormal things, but ends up going to a school where pretty much all of the students are some type of paranormal creature, like a ghoul. I absolutely liked the art style from these covers and from the inside, and so I'm very excited to see what happens with this one. I also picked up Soul Eater Volume 1. This is by Atsushi Okubo. This one here, I actually have read Volume 1 before. I did not have my own copy, and this was on the Loot Vault website. So this is a website by Loot Crate where they have extra things from their boxes that you can buy. There was a sale going on where I think I got this book for like $2, and you cannot beat $2 for a manga. So I decided I just had to pick this up. I am planning on reading the rest of the series eventually. I think I got up to like Volume 9 or 10 when I originally read them, and so I might as well have the first one. And then last but not least, I picked up Dreamin Sun Volume 6. This is by Ichigo Takano, the same author as Orange, which I absolutely loved. This is a series I have been reading, and I pick up the next volume as soon as it comes out. Like, I don't even wait for more volumes of this to come out. I just read them as soon as possible. This one follows our main character of Shamana, who ends up moving out of her house because her father got remarried and they have a baby, and just she wasn't feeling that they were paying as much attention to her. She ends up moving out and moving in with some of the boys from her school and a landlord, and it's all about her trying to figure out what her dream in life is and living on her own. And again, this is just a really, really cute shoujo manga story. They do have the high school characters, and I absolutely love what's been going on so far. I am hoping to tell you guys more about this in my wrap-up for this month, because I should be reading this any day now. And so those were all my books. All the manga and a couple books. If you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up to let me know. Leave me a comment down below letting me know if you've read any of these before. I would love to hear what you guys thought of them. Subscribe to this channel if you would like to see more videos. I do have new videos up every Monday and Thursday, so I will see you then. Bye!